1 in 4 kids will suffer from mental health struggles, and the return to school can exacerbate those challenges. Here in Niagara, Pathstone Mental Health is here to help. Erin Clayton is our first guest. Erin, what are some of the things that parents can do to help them get through this transition?
Well, thanks for asking. It's a great question. So school definitely is a transition to and a transition to stay in. So we always stress what you can do, which is the basics, routine. So getting back into routine, being out of school, kids are sleeping in, they're having more screen time, doing different things. So we can really ground people in that. And it helps our mental health when physically we're back in a kind of biorhythm.
We are a week into the school year already. Is it too late to start changing those routines? Should the routines start to change maybe 2 weeks before the start of school?
Best case, yes,
Yeah.
in advance. But if you've not changed them, there's no too late. There's no time that you can't get back into a rhythm. We're a week in, and now really kids are aware what the day is going to ask of them. So it's a good time to reevaluate, reassess. What has it been like? Are kids coming home really tired? Are they coming home overwhelmed? So it's an opportunity, we say, for families just to constantly be attuned and see what's happening. Open that conversation. Demands of school will also ebb and flow. So that's the twofold. It's a transition to school, but it's the transition to stay in school and hopefully to be successful.
Part of that change in routine is to cut down their screen time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's a huge factor.
Screen time is a part of life, but it is because it takes us away from things, and we can get time blind. Lots of kids can get time blind in the screen, meaning that they get lost in it. They can lose the sense of time. So really helping to shape whether it's setting alerts, alarms, or really clear parameters about what they're doing on screens. And screens are integrated into schools, so lots of kids will have to do homework on their screen, but making the distinction between the two and really taking those breaks because it's using a different part of your brain. So relaxing those parts of your brains and also giving yourselves time to reconnect. When you're on your screen, I don't know if you've seen, but people tend to be looking down, they're looking at their screen, they're not engaging, right?
Improving focus. I mean, you're sitting in a classroom, you need to be focused, and sometimes through the summer, kids don't stay too focused on things.
Well, they don't have to attend,
Exactly.
right? So now they're being asked to attend for the greater portion of their day. What does that mean? And that takes a lot of physical effort, right? And they're having not only to attend, but they're having to also cut out a lot of secondary noise. So remembering we take input in through all of our 5 senses. So if you're sitting in a class of 25, 30 kids, there's noise, there's background noise, the teacher's asking you, things are doing. So practicing that. So again, back to having a good night's sleep, eating breakfast, feeling organized for your day, really feeling supported, and having strategies to help you tune in. So maybe it's tapping your pencil or doodling or having those conversations about what's working, what's hard, what are they finding things as they've been in this first week of school.
How important, Erin, is sleep and a regular sleep routine and enough sleep to be ready for school?
Foundational. If you're not rested, your brain can't operate. So sleep and nutrition are foundational. We need to have a regular sleep routine so that our bodies are feeling restored, so that our mind we have the best opportunity to have our system in regulation. Our bodies and brains are connected. So if we're not nourished, if we're not fueled, and that's 2 ways, by food, but also by sleep, we can't optimally think or plan or make decisions or problem solve or learn.
Are we still trying to help kids dig out of the rut that the pandemic caused?
Absolutely. I mean, I think people want to stop talking about the pandemic, and so certainly we're not in the pandemic as we once were, but we're certainly riding the after effect of it. So we're still seeing implications. With school, children lost school for 2 years. So they lost education, they lost instruction, social opportunity, recreation opportunity, and now we're getting back and trying to normalize, but we're in a different world. And I think we have yet to really see the full impact. So generally, we were in the pandemic for 2+ years. It takes double that, if not a little bit longer, to kind of fully realize what we're seeing after it.
I noticed in some of the literature from Pathstone that there's a lot of talk about visualizing the school day, helping the young student visualize exactly how the school day goes. Many students beginning, I'm thinking of high school kids, grade 9, they start taking part-time jobs. You have to lump that into that visualization as well.
Taking a schedule and making it visual, taking anything and making it visual actually helps to alleviate the stress within. because we're taking it out of our brain. We're not trying to think about it. It also gives an opportunity for good teaching in terms of organization, planning, literacy, so many benefits. And yes, it's not just what your school day looks like, it's waking up. How much time do you need to get ready? How much time to get to the bus? How long are you on the bus? What does your school day look like? And then when can you have breaks? But then what are your extracurriculars? And also, where might you find friends, social opportunities? Where might you be able to better assess then what you need? And it's sometimes when you take it out and visually put it, you realize how much is there. Maybe there's an opportunity to delete some things, because sometimes we're doing too much.
I know during the pandemic, the caseload at Pathstone was astronomical. Are we still seeing that same level?
Definitely our demand for service has remained high. We continue to be also trying to develop the needs. So I don't think that we'll see that slow. In two ways, the pandemic helped because mental health became a real topic of conversation.
Right.
And as a clinician, I'm hopeful because we were working for so many years to reduce stigma and have our mental health be a priority in conversation and a priority for all. And I think in Niagara, we really did that well. We really worked with community partnerships, and so many parents, youth, families, and our partners put that at the forefront. And I think we're still there. It means, though, on the back end that demand is high. So we're always cognizant of how can we be out there? How can we also be providing the services? And they're varied and unique. Not everybody wants traditional counseling.
Right.
And not everybody wants to come to our buildings. So as we've diversified, so we're out in the community, we're at the Penn Center, we're looking at other partnerships to go be where children and youth are, where families are, and be more accessible. So we're really cognizant of tracking the numbers, tracking the needs, and they're still trending significantly, if not higher, and we're always trying to meet that challenge.
And it's so important because statistics show that 70% of people who will suffer from mental health struggles through their lives usually start that in their younger years.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a dynamic and ever-changing process. And I think it is a process. I think the reduction of stigma or really embracing mental health as a part of your health is what we hope to do, so that people don't feel like they have to wait till they're at a crisis point to really see, I'm struggling with this, or I'm curious about this, let me work on this. And you can come back and forth. And we see that at Pathstone. One iteration of service doesn't mean you can't ever come back. Things change. So what does that look like? And those skills hopefully are generalizable and transcend, but also as we change, our demands change, our needs change, and that's okay. And I think it's normalizing that as part of anything. And we see that with our physical health. It's not different with our mental health.
So well said, Erin. Thank you so much for coming in and talking about this.
Thank you for having me.